Welcome to Mango Bay.
One-stop shop for South Asian recognitions. We are two best boys, Usama Siddiquee.
Pranav, Behari.
Bringing you the Masha, the what have you. Today's guest, first of all, get on the patreon.com/Mango Bay. We're retooling. We're retransitioning. We're getting in there.
Just come on in.
Speaking of transitioning, we have a new guest here today. JK. Love her.
You said you were our pride guest. Okay.
Comedian, producer of show called Kutti Gang.
Oh, that's right. Head Kutti in charge.
Head Kutti in charge.
Co-Kutti in charge.
Co-Kutti in charge. My dog, Zubi. We got Pooja Reddy.
Hi, y'all.
What's up? Thanks for joining the pod.
Thanks for coming on,
What's
Pooja.
going on?
You said you had a crazy 24 hours. What's happening?
Yeah. So
Oh
so she came in today. She was like, by the way, Pride Month about
She's
to
like,
go off.
I need ice water.
I'm so sore.
It's hot. It's hot
Okay.
outside.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, so Pranav and I saw each other earlier this week.
Yeah. Right.
We opened for Nimesh Patel.
Okay.
And in that show, I did material where kind of for the first time I talked about being queer on stage.
Okay.
And
Now, what does that mean, queer to you?
Sure. Great question, I guess. I mean,
Look at me asking the right question.
yeah, I mean, I think I'm figuring it out myself, but I would say maybe pansexual, which is like it's about the person.
Yes.
And so I am attracted to like on an individual by individual basis. But I just say queer because it's like
It's easier.
it's easier.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a
And
little
bisexual is a bit is white coded.
yeah.
There's a
You
lot of
know what I mean?
bisexual hate.
Yeah.
I'm trying to distance myself from that, I guess.
How could you hate a fake group?
I know. Exactly. They're
What's
not real.
up?
It's like,
What's up?
I hate Santa Claus. Santa-phobic. We're kidding, of course. I did used to. I did
Yeah.
it. Here was a joke that I did for about 20 seconds, which never lasted. Which I was like, when we were kids, it was so dumb. We would always say, we'd call something gay if we didn't like it.
Yeah.
Gay this, gay that. That was so dumb. Now, if I don't like something, I don't call it gay. I call it bisexual.
Way better. Way better.
Right.
No hate, obviously, but I don't know why the word horny is being repurposed as a woke concept. Anyway, so queer.
Yeah, so I did that material on stage, and it was a pretty brief joke where I just said, like, I date boy, I date girl, which my mom would say, you are the gay.
Yeah.
And I would say,
There you go.
I am actually the queer.
Yeah.
And then that's sort of it. And
I am the queer.
I think that got back to my mom somehow.
Whoa.
Someone
Wait,
in
how? What do you think?
I don't really want to say. I
Okay.
will just say that I think someone in the audience might have known my mom, my family, and it got back to them somehow.
Doesn't your family live in Kentucky?
Yeah.
Well, you know how
It's
it is, bro. You
just
know
The
how-
WhatsApp fucking network.
yeah.
know how it goes.
The extended
You know how it
family
goes.
network. You know how that works. And essentially,
She is a Reddy, and then she just went into the Reddy WhatsApp. Okay,
Literally.
She's too ready, is what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which that was a wild show for that to happen at because everyone's phones were locked up. So
I didn't know.
Yeah. Because Nimesh was doing new material, so
yeah.
it's like pretty common. They lock people's phones up or whatever. So like, yeah. So essentially, last night I was talking to my mom on the phone on the way to a date with a woman. Okay, but I just said I'm on my way to a drink with a friend.
Yeah.
And she all of a sudden goes, truly out of nowhere, she was like, "Is it a girlfriend?"
Whoa.
And I was like,
Whoa.
"What?" I mean, I've never had my mom question anything like this before.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that night I did that joke at Nimesh's show. Yesterday I got the tape back from New York Comedy Club, and that joke really popped. And I was like, I want to post that 15 seconds on Instagram. And I was thinking about it already. Like, this would be me like coming out essentially, because people in my personal life know that I'm queer and I'm whatever. But
I've known.
yeah, but I don't necessarily like advertise it, and
I just guessed.
Yeah. What was it?
That's what I was implying, but
Yeah.
but she was like,
We
yeah,
all knew.
What was it? What was it about me?
triple bangle.
literally.
Everyone knows.
Exactly. So I did feel like
That's your mom, by the way.
she's here to beat my ass.
Special guest.
She's
guest
here to beat my ass.
with the sandal ready to go.
Literally. So already like an hour before I went out for this date, I was thinking to myself, like, I have to come to terms with figuring out coming out or like how do I want to handle this. Then my mom beat me to the punch and was like, so are you going on a date with a girl? And then I just immediately I was like, yeah, I am.
Wow.
I just owned up to it, which
That's
I did
beautiful.
not expect to do. It was just sort of word vomit. then she did not take that well.
Yeah. Okay. Give us some details there.
So essentially, she just was like, well, you can do whatever you want. You can have fun. But when it comes to settling down and being serious, like that is not the future I want for you. And which was really, I will say, totally understandable for her to say
That's
from her
kind of
perspective.
a weirdly
That
progressive
is-
thing. Of
yeah.
just like, I understand the allure of pussy. I like pussy too. You think I didn't want to have this pussy? But you got to get serious.
Lord knows I went to school. I
Yeah.
had it.
Exactly. But she's like, it's cool. Just go back in the closet. Or,
Yeah.
she was like, just be, do what we all used to do. Just be closeted about it.
And her thing was also like, the closet is there.
Yeah.
Enjoy the closet. Put some clothes in there and then burn it. At
I'm
the
in the
end.
closet. Your grandmother was in the closet. The whole line of
Almar-
matriarchs.
Yeah. Almar is there.
Almar is there. So this is definitely what you said is actually, I'm thinking like Pranav is very progressive actually. Her being
Have fun.
she's a mom. She's gonna be. I don't want this. She said what she felt,
Yeah.
but she's also like, have fun. That's crazy.
I did not expect that, but I also know to my mom's core, she's never been like homophobic in front of me, and she's always really accepted people in popular media, but also in my own life who are gay.
Yeah.
So I was like okay, but I was disappointed ultimately that she was being a bit closed-minded, even though with the understanding of being like, okay, this is where you're coming from right now. This is probably shocking information for you, that she's been like sitting on.
Keep going.
Keep going.
But the one thought I had was just
Yeah.
like, but because I've met her mom,
Okay.
and she's like super fun.
My mom loves you.
Yeah.
She would love you too, Pranav, if she saw you.
No, I don't feel insecure. It's fine.
Oh, you heard that? Loves.
No, she
I'm
really
gay
does.
too, auntie. Gay for you. Auntie. I loved her energy. I thought she was very cool, and
Yeah.
I would be surprised if she was homophobic because I was like, this is not. She's coming to the show. She's with like Pooja, hanging out, laughing.
Yeah,
Actual
I
laughs.
think she's laughing though because she doesn't understand half of what
I
you're
know.
saying.
Okay,
But ultimately, she's like, she's with it. Like she's very young at heart, and she's a really sweet person for sure.
So what's gonna happen next? What's
No, so we had a bit of a tense phone call. I had to hang up because I was like, well, I'm heading into this date with this woman, so bye. And but today I was really feeling conflicted about it and was feeling quite upset because I was thinking about it from this perspective, like it felt like where she was coming from was like she was worried about how people would judge her. And I know that I'm a good kid, and I am at this point in my life where I'm like, I will be open about things if I know I'm not hurting people. If I genuinely don't have a reason to be ashamed of it, why am I hiding something? And I was realizing that the reason I hadn't like come out formally to my mom is because I'd never gotten to the phase with a woman in dating that I would like introduce them.
Sure. I want to push back on the idea of like your own choices as long as it don't hurt somebody because it'll always hurt your parents. You see what I'm saying? If I was like, Mom, I'm gay, she's like, you're killing me. Yeah. But if I took that to heart, then I wouldn't be. You see what I'm saying? Like, so besides your parents, I think that's a great concept.
Look, I think there was something baked in there with your mom where she also didn't take it seriously.
Oh.
Yeah.
She didn't think it was a real thing.
Right? She's like, yeah, have your fun. Just don't forget.
Yeah.
This is a P&V family.
Right.
Okay? We do P&V here. I did P&V. Your grandma did P&V. You're going to do P&V.
Your grandpa did PNP, but we don't talk about him. We don't talk about him.
No, I know, but that's why I'm like, let me do something different. Listen, like, I'm like, how well did it go for y'all? Not well.
Why? Is it they not a good marriage or whatever?
I mean, I think just culturally, yeah, I will say
Whole
not
different episode. We're going
Yeah, whole different episode.
I mean, they had you.
Right?
I will say whole different episode.
For 30 seconds, it was good.
Yeah. I just, we can choose a different path.
Right, right.
We don't have
Yeah.
to keep doing the same thing our ancestors were
course.
doing.
Yeah, this is not the time for me to be defending straight culture. Not this month. Not this month.
Come on,
June
be an
4th.
ally. Be an ally.
What about us? Straight month. And there is a straight month. It's called Toyotathon. Okay, everyone knows that.
Yeah, so then today it's crazy that we had this recording because I had no idea. There could have been a world in which I came and was crying talking about this because I was having such a hard day thinking about this. So I spent most of the day drafting this long text to my mom.
Whoa. The morning of. So the next morning after the conversation.
Yeah, this all happened last night.
Okay, wow.
This was crazy. Like, this is like fresh. And
feel ya. Oh my
so
God.
today I spent a long time like drafting the text, really fretting over it because I said some things that were pretty like, listen, this is who I am. I've actually always been like this. I think this is you're only finding out about it now because someone told you. But that hasn't changed who I've been, you know? Like, I've always shown up this way. I've never embarrassed you before. I've never been like, I don't know, like doing
what?
I don't know, whatever.
I want to be a set designer. I want to work tech on a play, Mom. Like, you never went full.
Yeah, well, I've never done something. Exactly. It's like, this is just who I am. I've always felt this way. And so.
That's funny.
So I said all these things, and I even said, like, I was just essentially preparing for us not talking for a minute.
Yeah.
And she wrote me back the nicest message, and she was like, I am sorry that I reacted that way. Please forgive me. I underestimated you. Because here's the thing, something I said in the message, I really called her on this. My mom has always said to me, matches are made in heaven. So, you know, whoever you marry, it'll be fate. It's like in your rata, like we say that in Telugu, it's like your rata is fate. So it's like whatever's written.
Heaven was the name of the strip club that you found this lady.
Exactly. And I don't know, Pranav, you tell me, in Hinduism, it's like, it's not a crime to be gay.
There's very little said spoken about. Actually, the only thing, and I think it's in like Manusmriti, which is like the spiciest of all the documents, where they have the stuff of like no caste or whatever. I think the only thing they say is that homosexuals cannot be berated in public,
right,
or stoned or something like that. Like, you can't mock them out in the streets for like whatever. It's like something like that, but there's very little spoken of about it.
But in Mumbai, when trans people get on the train, you don't attack them. You give them money. But it's more of a, so I don't get cursed.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
there is like a fear, is a homophobia on a deep level.
There is a founded fear of trans people because they're like, no, they have powers.
Totally.
know?
They're elevated so much. It'd be like, they're like mythologized.
Like, hey, you got a nice wedding here.
Yeah.
Want us to dance for you? It'd be a shame if somebody cursed it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
We're like,
It's like a mafia style threat, you know?
Literally.
Wow, you birth of a child. Nice. Listen, me and the gang need some new saris, and what do we dance for you?
Instead of the horse's head, it's a bloody dick that
Yeah.
he finds underneath.
The dick has a thing full of bangles. Yeah.
Disgusting. But that is wild.
That was really wild. And
I'm
so,
so happy for your mom. That's
Yeah, that's
yeah.
amazing.
But I think
Let's
because
get her on the pod. Can we call her?
Totally.
Yeah.
But it's too fresh, I think. I think it's too fresh. Yeah. But I think because I sort of called it out to her to be like, if you really believe that what is meant to be is written in my fate already, then you will know that who I'm meant to be with, it's already been decided for me. And just let's live our lives.
Wow.
Let's be at peace.
She said this.
I said that to her.
Gotcha.
And then her response to me was like, I understand. Like,
Okay.
I thank you.
Yeah. Okay,
And I love
beautiful.
you.
You know what would have been so
That's great. And you know what that is, though? That's a woman who loves her daughter.
Yes.
You know what I mean? She loves her daughter, and she's like, I'm not going to, what am I going to, and not talk to my mom, my daughter for, no. That's a really wonderful thing.
It would have been even browner if you had that whole message and she WhatsApped you back a GIF, Happy Pride GIF.
Yeah.
With your face in it.
With a dia, you know?
What's the little candle?
Oh, totally. I'm going to.
Diwali.
Totally. There's going to be some sort of like Sai Baba meme. That's a rainbow.
Is your mom big into Sai Baba?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
gonna
we're a
find
big Baba
this-
family.
So is mine. My parents love Sai Baba.
Yeah.
You know, everyone in Plano was Sai Baba.
Yeah.
Anytime I had an Indian friend, it was all Sai Baba. So I don't
Sai
know if
Baba
that's
is,
it's a Texan
whether
thing.
all the trads want to admit it or not, he is the actual future of Indian spirituality.
So what makes him? Cause everyone in my friends had Sai Baba only. Like
we
that
love
was-
Sai Baba. Sai Baba
Yeah.
he's the miracle man, and he actually distilled a lot of like Upanishadic teachings.
Sure.
But then he would also preach out of a mosque as well. And he was wild though. He had like a wild temper.
Yeah.
You know, he would do crazy stuff too. And people
Yeah.
are like, what are you, are you Muslim? Are you Hindu? People would always ask him.
love
Then at one
that.
point, and this is in his like the book about Sai Baba, where he's running around. He would go crazy, and he would lift up his like lungi or whatever, and then there wouldn't be anything there. And he'd be like, you guys wanted to know, y'all wanted to know, and I think it was like there was nothing there actually.
It's so funny. Is like
Whoa.
he goes to a mosque once. They're like, "Are you schizophrenic, bro?" Like,
Yeah.
Are you okay? Like, me and the boys were talking.
Yeah.
We saw you at a mosque. It's very concerning, bro.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So your parents were religious in Kentucky.
Yeah.
To a certain level.
Yeah, my parents are very like spiritual.
Going to
and
temples.
Yeah, I mean our nearest temple was not like there was 90 miles away.
Y'all every Sunday y'all would go?
No. I mean it's not like we have that type of practice
Yeah.
to where you're going every Sunday necessarily. But no, my mom was very like devoted, is very devoted. And actually I look to my mom a lot as a example for myself because she was the one in our community who was like doing the Varalakshmi Vratam every August, which is like the prayer that you do for women for like fertility. And like she was the one that would like lead all of these like at the tentpole events every year.
Yeah.
Don't let her dive, Muff. Don't let her dive, Muff.
She was at Westboro Baptist Church. She was on the ground, you know?
So
Fighting.
yeah, I think now in my life, how I'm trying to figure out like how to bring culture and Hinduism into my adulthood and how do I bring it to my community and in my future family. It's like doing these tentpole events, which is like for me, I'm Telugu, like celebrating Ugadi every
What is
year.
tentpole? What does that mean?
It's just like
the things that
like
hold
things,
up. Hold
yeah,
up.
it's like you know the Eid, the this,
Oh,
you know,
I
it's like
got
for
you,
us
I
like the
got you.
Diwali, like so for us we do like Diwali, Dasara, the Ugadi, Sankranti, like all this. Like for me, those are the specific ones I do.
What's Ugadi?
Telugu New Year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotta be special, huh? It's all gotta be different.
Well,
we
and-
have our own too, by the way.
Yeah, and I love it because it's actually like you make this thing called Ugadi Pachadi, where it's like 5 different ingredients, and it's like sour, it's like raw mango, black pepper, jaggery, and you're supposed to taste like 5 different tastes to prepare you for the year ahead. And because like you're gonna have like anger, bitterness, sweetness, so you're gonna experience all of these things in one year, and I really love that. Like
That's
you're
like
setting
your
the tone
culture
for
of
the year.
sexuality, basically.
South
Yeah.
Indians are so much more cultured than North Indians,
yeah.
dude.
Bro.
You know, no question about it.
Bro, there it is, bro. Well, what's the name of the dish?
Ugadi Pachadi.
That's you. It's like, Mom, that's me.
Yeah, I'm like that's my
that's me.
pronouns are Pachadi.
Pachandi. Yeah, bro.
So how else is this? Is this still continuing? What else is happening now? Because this is a crazy 24 hours. Are there other things that are?
No, really. I mean, that was
That's
kind of
crazy.
it. Was like we both said I love you, and as I was in the car on the way here, and
That's
On the
that's
ride
so
here?
yeah,
fresh.
yeah,
This is so you're kind of coming out Mango Bay exclusive.
Mango
right
Bay
I know.
exclusive.
A lot of things are breaking live today. We just broke the story live about Elon calling out Trump for being in the Epstein files, and that's why he didn't release them. Very spicy.
Whoa.
now. Coming out as gay on the straightest podcast. of all
It's
time.
true.
We love to see it.
It's true.
We're not pigeonholing ourselves, okay?
On the straightest podcast.
You-
LOL.
just
I like
kinda
to come
did.
out as someone who accepts gay people as well. Sorry, all our 18-year-old Indian fans, but I think it's very beautiful. I think you know, if you're white now, coming out as gay is lame. Everyone loves you. No one hates you. You're fine. Brown people we still got a little bit of
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
intense. It's not easy yet.
Yeah.
And so I like what you know, you coming out is or whatever ostensibly in New York. No one ever.
Yeah, for
comes
Browns,
out.
it's a big deal. For whites, it's not a big deal. You want to hear one of the first jokes I did as a stand-up? It's so lame. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, it's not a big deal for whites, right? I was like, I saw a video on Facebook the other day. It's on BuzzFeed. It's of a, guy coming out to his dad. And I was like, what's the big deal about that? It's like, did his dad suck his dick? That was it. That was the
I'm
joke.
like, huh? But
Yeah, it wasn't a good joke.
But yeah, I agree that.
No,
well, I
no, you know
also-
what it was? There was like the subject line read, "You'll never believe this father's reaction to his son coming out of the closet." And I was like, "Why
the
did he
reaction.
suck his dick?"
The
That's
idea-
okay. That's the
that-
clincher.
that's
Yeah,
it
the
is.
joke
It's
is
been
that
a
they're
long time.
So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
But it's
locked
not.
in.
It's not a big deal for them. For us, it's still a little bit more of a big deal.
I think so. And then, but I will say the reason I hadn't. It's weird to even say that I'm coming out or anything because I've just been living my life this way ever since I moved to New York. It's like I walked down the street, people were like, everyone's gay here.
Yeah,
So it's like it didn't feel necessary to talk about, and I've never felt like a need to make it like a big part of my identity. It's
Yeah.
like if you know me, then you know that about me, but it's never something I've felt like I've publicly needed because it's also like my dating life, and I don't really talk about that stuff on stage or in my public persona. But I have recently because I have this joke about it, and
Yeah, New York never gave a fuck ever,
No.
really. I mean, the city of New York does not care. And in fact, if you are doing that, like being vocal about it, they're kind of over you.
Yeah, it's like,
the biggest
move
cat
on.
caller, construction guys, like, yeah, shut your mouth. We're all gay.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, Tony? That
I'm
one
gay
time
for
at the Christmas
Tony.
party. Yeah, exactly. So it really is not an issue. But the truth is, Kentucky is not New York, right? So
No, totally.
and her friends, if they knew, she's worried about that too, right? The Kentucky set of brown aunties.
I think, I don't know. Well, actually, something I said to her, which is like, again, I'm so connected to our family friend community, and I think like in that group of people, they see me as like a good kid, and
Right.
my mom has like told me this many times, that like, oh, this auntie said this about you, this auntie said that about you, like they all love you so much and really like care about my well-being. And so I said to her, I was like, if that is what you're worried about, you need to go to therapy and work that out amongst yourself, like with yourself, because I swear if you asked XYZ auntie if they cared, they would not care.
Yeah.
Because they know I'm pure of heart and a good kid. And I think that like got to her too, because like, my mom and I really, the thing I really appreciate about us is that we have a lot of differing views about things, and I'll let her express how she feels, which is like a different opinion than me. And then she'll listen to how I feel. And sometimes we do, like in this situation, we have a compromise and we figure it out.
Right.
Because I think ultimately we don't want to lose each other. And we don't want to lose our relationship.
That's
and I
beautiful.
appreciate that. I think she realizes the stakes, which is like, I'm not scared to cut a bitch off.
Yeah.
And she knows that
Whoa.
about me. She really does know that about me.
We do have a lot more power in the parental dynamic as we get older.
Yeah.
Because as their kind of shit sort of as it gets older, they lean to us. And, it's good not to have that in a negative way. Like, now I own you, so now,
Yeah.
the same way they dangle in front of us growing up, you know what I'm saying? We should not have the same concept. It should be, effervescent and just continuous, the love we give our parents. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like the power shift is happening.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, and I don't want to be one of those kids who also says to my mom, like, I'm not going to talk, like, Mom,
Yeah.
I'm going to block you. I don't want to threaten that shit to her. But still, it's like, yeah, this is a core part of my identity. I will not talk to you if you're actually going to have a problem. I'm curious about y'all and your relationships with your parents, because,
God.
like,
what I'm
how
talking
have
about.
they accepted, the stuff that you say? Obviously, it's like you're Muslim and, like, you're you're talking about stuff that's very against those core values.
Are you secretly like one of our fans comes out?
Yeah.
Like, you're like a bearded Muslim. I'm here to kill you. Dude, obviously there's like pushback, right? And our people, Muslims come at me a lot of times.
Yeah.
One of the death threat DM reels got another pop, another fucking slew of Muslims. Like, who is this loser? And here's the thing: it's like I stopped giving a fuck about cultural pushback the moment I came to New York. So all that was there.
Yeah.
Growing up, and the moment I made this like conscious decision to move to a different state to really pursue this, everything my parents said was now Doppler affected into the ether, and anybody that knew them, it's all gone. Now I'm completely in the journey of becoming the best. So that was a hard break. So that's how I deal with it, because there is still a lot of pushback and stuff like that. But,
Yeah.
I don't even hear it. I don't think it's the same with you.
It's different for me though, because you started off a good boy and I was
Right.
always a weird kid.
Okay.
And so they've been prepared throughout my life of just like, he doesn't really fit in and he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
But they love me, they're
Okay.
good. They're good.
Do they watch your stuff?
Sometimes.
It's funny stuff, dude.
Yeah.
One time, we talked about this on the pod already. His mom calls, Pranav, and she's like, "Why are you talking about ejaculate?"
yeah.
So his mom is funny. Like,
So worse than that, she's like, Taiji's calling me asking why you're talking about ejaculate and this and that. I'm like, Taiji needs to
and
get on the
Pranav's like,
Patreon.
I come, mom.
Yeah.
I come.
Yeah.
Can you handle that?
Coming out of the closet, Mom. I'm a jizzer. I'm a big time jizzer,
I'm
okay?
using hardy R on the
Yeah.
jizz, not my son. And then his mom will send me videos of like a guy getting beat.
By his mom, yeah.
And then she's like, "This will be you, and when I see you next time, if you continue."
Some of his best death threats come from my mom.
Wait, that's hilarious.
Absolutely. And then Pranav got the same video. He didn't see it. He's like, whatever. But I'm like, Pranav, your mom threatened to kill me. And he's like, yeah, welcome. So shout out to Kuku Auntie, one of the best. My mom at this point does not really understand English at the pace that we talk.
Yeah.
So she's not really locking in. She knows it's bad shit. There's like a sort of miasma of badness. She's like, I know you guys are bad.
Yeah.
But she can't lock into what the concept,
Yeah.
My dad probably knows, but I think dads are happy when their sons
I think
are
he just
bad.
represses it and puts it out of the way. You know,
bro.
Well, do you feel like with your success, there's less of a I don't know, like do they say less stuff to you or?
The truth is, like, I used to be dumber with my dumb jokes before. Like the dirty jokes were dumber.
Yeah.
Now if I'm doing a dirty joke or whatever, it's smarter. It's just a better constructed joke.
Yeah.
So I think even if my dad saw that, he'd be like, well, there's like a...
Your PhD dad's like, aha, okay.
Finally
yes.
coming correctly.
Yeah.
But I really think my dad's the lover of the arts, right? He loves a performance. He used to watch ballet every 3 days in Russia when you study there.
Whoa.
My dad's locked
Bengalis
in.
love the art. Yeah.
They do.
Bangladesh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So my dad one time told me, he's like, I saw your performance and the performance grade was very high. He's like, very good on how you move around. So I think, even if he doesn't understand it, he's very respectful of the performance level.
Okay, I love that.
that's
Okay,
my
your
dad.
dad's like approaching it from a praxis level.
my parents came and saw me once
The live
at the stand. This is way back.
Okay.
It's like when I first started, and then not long after that, I got booked to headline a festival.
Yeah.
And that was my first time ever headlining, ever doing an hour. And I showed them the tape because I was so proud. And then I forgot that there's a whole section about eating ass in it. It's like 2018, eating ass
that's
was
OG.
really
Yeah,
in,
that's
you know?
new. Like, yeah.
And then they just turned it off before that happened. And they were like, we're not watching this, I bet you my mom secretly did watch it, though, because she's like a bit dirty. She's got like
Love that.
she's a bit of a perv.
You would love Gunguanti, man. She's
something
so
else.
crazy.
Okay, so you've had a pretty emotionally
charged
24 hours, but you
Yeah.
must be feeling amazing.
How was
I
that,
do.
How was that date?
It was good. It was a great date.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Did you do?
Did you be queer with the person?
Did you engage?
Yeah.
I was queer on the date. It was a queer date. It was queer. Yeah.
Can you teach Zuby how to do it? Jesus Christ. This woman's been fake queer for like 9 years, man.
Has she ever pulled the trigger on?
No, dude. She's never flicked the trigger or pulled it or licked it. Nothing.
Never even seen it. Hasn't even seen her own trigger.
Back to the bisexual hate. Yeah. That's
Oh,
the thing.
God.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I apologize. But seriously, give me the whore facts, Let me see y'all,
Yeah. But yeah, it's been good. Yeah.
Imagine if I was like, I'm a comedian.
Bisexual women are just women.
Yeah, women.
Totally. We're just
Bisexual men are gay.
Yeah. That's exactly. It's like, how can you not? Okay, Mika Mo has this incredible joke that she just came out with her Don't Tell special where she basically says, I've been getting hit on by women. And it's hard because, I'm not into women, but how do you turn down a woman?
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to turn down a man because you just look at a man and you say, get back, rodent.
Yeah.
Step away, roach.
Yeah, you're disgusting.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's so real because it's like, how can, women are these majestic, beautiful creatures. Like, if I wasn't a little gay, something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
You
Who
know?
doesn't love pussy?
Pussy's amazing. Oh, my God. Even my lesbian driving school instructor who came in always smoking 9 cigarettes. You guys ready to drive? Yeah. I miss her, too. She was hot, too. But I also got a thing for that kind of, that spectrum of women as well.
Really? Interesting.
Don't worry about
Yeah, speaking
me
of
out here.
pansexual.
Don't worry about me.
This is the real pansexual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yo.
Usama, yeah. Are you fully
I'm-
straight? What's your vibe? Or are you
I'm-
pansexual?
I am straight. I kissed a guy once in college to see if I was gay.
Okay.
And I touched his lips and I wanted to vomit. So it was like...
He kissed him and then barfed into his mouth.
So maybe that's my kink, actually.
Yeah,
Wait.
it was like a 2 boys 1 cup kind of thing.
2 boys, 1 chalice. It was
Yeah.
very classy.
Is
Very
there a man that you would want to kiss?
That was the guy. I thought he was hot. I was like, Lance, you're hot. If I was gay, that'd be
Are
you.
you saying Lance Bass? Is this Lance Bass from NSYNC?
I wish.
Okay.
I wish, honey. No, and then we spin the bottle. Everyone knows the story. I said this on Mango Bay 5 times.
Okay.
There's not some. I'm not coming out with you, buddy.
Oh, I
okay?
thought I
What do
was
you
like,
think?
is this a Mango Bay exclusive?
She's kind of hijacked the pod in that way of like, well, let's talk about you. And
Sure.
I'm deflecting.
And then spin the bottle. Landed on him. Went to the 7 minutes in heaven. And I was like, let's do it.
It was a 2-person game of spin the bottle, by the way. Bro, you want to play a little one-on-one? What are you doing? He's got his shorts on,
1v1.
sweatbands.
Let's play horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little one-on-one. This guy shows up with a basketball. Usama's there with an empty Coke bottle.
Game of spin the bottle. It's amazing. Yeah, and then we didn't make out. Okay, brother. I kissed him, and I was like, this is just not it. And because the idea... more gay stuff on the Patreon. Come on.
Who just got a
All right,
special show coming on?
Yeah. What do you got to promote real quick?
Plugging?
Okay, I'm working on a solo show. It's called Pooja Reddy is White Trash, and I'm doing a preview of it on July 20th at Come On Everybody in Brooklyn.
Boom.
We got a secondary special. Pooja Reddy is Gay White Trash.
Yeah.
Coming out right after that. Go see the show. She's great. Just came out. This is hot stuff. This is like new jokes coming out probably. Gonna make you change your set a little bit, right?
Oh, definitely.
Woo! Exciting stuff. Fresh.
Beautiful.
We'll go on the Patreon for like a little bit. Come join us there.